Economizing pitches, going deep into the game. Solid defense around the infield. Both teams error-free. And 3 solo homers, the last in the bottom of the 9th. And he swings at the first pitch. There it goes. See you later. Game over. The Nats walk off with a homer for the first time this year.
Washington Nationals baseball. Washington Nationals baseball.
How about a history of walk-offs here? Ryan Zimmerman was the master of that. We'll look forward to him being back soon. Game 2, Padres-Nats. Everybody wants Michael Morse's autograph now. The Nats are 12-9 at home, and on this field, they've won 10 of their last 15 games. Bob and FP, fun Friday night. Even with the weather disturbing things a bit, fast ball game. And good ball clubs have different guys carrying the club at different times of the year.
Yeah, and right now it's Michael Morse.
So what's the big difference with him?
Well, the difference is early in the season, I think he was pressing a little bit. All of a sudden, he was probably trying to justify the fact that he was the everyday left fielder, jumping at the baseball, getting out in front, wasn't letting the ball get to him. You see all these swings right here? He's calmed down now. He's letting the ball travel. He's letting the ball get deep. He's able to see the ball early out of the pitcher's hand. And in May, he's hitting .404, 19 for 47, 3 doubles, 5 home runs, 11 RBIs. So all of a sudden, you're seeing the guy settle down and come into his own.
5 homers, 11 RBIs his last 17 games. And here's the other thing about the 4-game streak, FP. It's not like he's all or nothing. He has 7 base hits during that time, so it's not just the home runs.
I know, he's doing the little things, too, getting the base hits, taking what the pitcher gives him. And for me, he's just seeing the ball out of the pitcher's hands so early right now. He's picking up rotation. He's knowing whether it's a fastball, curveball, ball, or strike. The decision-making process has been great, and that leads to a lot of hits.
Nats are facing a winless pitcher today, but Jordan Zimmerman has a couple. He's 2-5, should be better with a 3.98 ERA as he makes his 10th start. Career, he's 6-12, and this is number 34 on his career start ledger. Another step in the future for Jordan Zimmerman. Station, take a 1-block walk to left field, pick up your tickets, and come on in to watch the Nats and the Padres. Train.com. Visit that for an independent Train comfort specialist dealer near you. Hard to stop a train. 78 degrees, humidity pretty high at 66%. Partly cloudy. There is a chance of some wet weather in the area today, but right now things are looking great. And hey, if they can survive that storm last night, why not play today? Here's the Padre lineup. Last in the league in hitting and in runs, Ryan Ludwig having a good month of May. He's their number 3 hitter. He does have a career homer against Jordan Zimmerman, who's ready for the first pitch of the game. Right on time at 1:05, and it's a strike.
You remember last time out, Jordan Zimmerman coming off that tough lock 2-1 loss to the Orioles, hung the 0-2 slider to Vladimir Guerrero, but he was fantastic other than that. A fastball, slider, curveball change. Went 6 1/3, gave up 4 hits, struck out 5, walked 1. He was on top of his game his last outing.
Corey Patterson is the 27-year-old kid brother, Eric Patterson, of Corey Patterson. And he squirts a foul ball off to the left. A lot of good right-handed hitters on the bench today, but a lot of slumping right-handed hitters for Buddy Black. He's looking for offense everywhere he can find it. Patterson leading off, batting $188. And he's got some occasional power with a couple of homers and 7 RBIs. Pudge calls the breaking ball, and he'll walk over and tag the hitter, 1 out.
Defense today behind Jordan Zimmerman won't need to use their gloves very much if he keeps throwing a slider like that. They've made 29 errors in 50 games this season. That's 11 fewer than they made at the same mark last year. So a lot better defense so far this year, and we like that guy whenever he's behind the plate.
Next up is Jason Bartlett as the sun comes beaming through. Bartlett, one of the best road hitters in the league this year at .326. 258 overall. He hit the home run last night that set up the bottom of the 9th. His only homer of the year, by the way. Jordan Zimmerman doesn't fall behind very many guys the way he's throwing this year. One of the most aggressive pitchers in the strike zone. Only 4 pitchers in baseball throw a higher percentage of strikes than he does. There's Ed Rapuano, the 21-year veteran, the crew chief, behind the plate.
Now getting back to the defense, .993 fielding percentage since April 29th. That leads all of baseball.
Wow.
So we've been watching the young guys up the middle grow up a little bit. The catchers have been fantastic, throwing out nearly 45% of the would-be runners. Everybody's been getting in their groove.
Yeah, the numbers are balancing out. The Nats were the worst team in baseball in April, best in May. And right now they're right in the middle of the National League. There's a late cutter, 2-2. Jordan Zimmerman facing the Padres for the first time. He fists the right-handed batter. Easy play for Danny Espinosa, who is ready to jump with that vertical leap of his if needed. It was not necessary.
He's got some mad hops at second base. We've seen him go up and snag some line drives that were headed for the gap. That one didn't need him. Save him for a later day.
Here's Ludwig with the bases empty and 2 outs. The former St. Louis slugger, 1 for 3 with a homer, 2 RBIs against Jordan Zimmerman. Starts him off with a breaking ball. And if he throws that pitch for strikes and quality strikes, as in away from right-handers, he's going to have a good day.
Well, he said last time out it's the best curveball he's had all season long. I think you're seeing it again early in this game. Usually he just throws the get-over curveball to steal strike 1. That last one he just threw to Ludwig was not the get-over curveball. That one had some bite.
Ludwig, who can hit for power, hits one way foul, and the count's 1-2. This guy's had an interesting career. First player since Hideki Matsui in 04 and lefty duel in 1929 to hit 30 homers and drive at 100 at the age of 30 while having fewer than 750 at bats before that age. He was a late bloomer is the point of the story. And what happened there? He
little
took
catcher's
a swing,
interference from Pudge.
so he gets first base on a foul ball. That'll be E2.
And that's a funny swing. Watch this swing by Ludwig. Almost trying to take it out of Pudge's glove. Watch him cast the bat backwards to swing. That's a strange looking swing. It hit Pudge on the glove, and it doesn't matter how it happens or why it happens. It's catcher's interference, but that was a funky looking hack. Hear the 2 sounds right there. won the foul ball and won the bat hitting Pudge's glove.
So he goes to first base with 2 outs, and now Brad Hawpe is the hitter. And they did flash DI, defensive interference, on the scoreboard, but the catcher does get an error on that. That'll be the second of the year on Pudge. Brad Hawpe's always had a great stroke in this ballpark, especially when he was with Colorado. Saw him briefly in the game last night. He walked in an 8th inning pinch hitting appearance. And Zimmerman misses up high, and now he falls behind a dangerous hitter, 2-0. He will hit this one hard to center. Rick Ankiel going back. He's there, and he makes the catch, twisting right back over the top of his ball cap. Right at 400 feet away. Padres get a run if he doesn't glove this cleanly. An amazing final reach by Ankiel.
And check out that great play. Check out the jump Rick Ankiel gets right here. And this play is hard because the ball starts tailing back the other way. Rick actually broke the wrong side, and now all of a sudden the ball with a little tail action goes back over his head, and he has to reach back. And you see that right there? He can't see the baseball right now because his arm is actually blocking his view. That ball tailing back to left field. That was just a fantastic play, especially with the fence approaching quickly.
First pitch to Ankiel, to the second baseman, and Rick is thrown out by Logan Forsythe. Nats lineup packaged by the UPS store. We love logistics. Washington up to number 12 in the league in runs and up to number 6 in home runs now. Lance Nix is pretty hot. He shouldn't be forgotten. 352 his last 16 games with 10 RBIs over that time. In fact, he is one of only 3 hitters in the starting lineup today who have seen right-hander Tim Stauffer, a former #1 draft choice who's had a rather mediocre career so far with some injury problems at 14-22. Up and away, ball 1. He was a first-rounder, the 4th overall player taken back in 2003 out of the University of Richmond.
Yeah, last time out against the Mariners, allowed 3 runs on 11 hits. 11 hits tied a career high. Fastball, cutter, curveball change. He likes to backdoor the fastball, the 2-seam fastball to right-handers. Throw that cutter into lefties.
Two and 1 to Ian Desmond. Ian 0 for 4 last night. Stauffer takes a big, long windup, working from the first base side of that pitching rubber. And it'll be 3-1 to Desmond, who has walked just 7 times this year. Make it 8. That's way outside.
Defense for the Padres behind Tim Stauffer today. Ryan Ludwig in left field leads the major leagues with 7 assists. So good arm in left field today. We'll check out the other arms.
You know, the interesting thing about their outfield arms, their best one's probably playing first base. Brad Hawpe with Colorado was an outfielder who was always one of the league leaders every year.
It's the one left-hander in baseball that I think can throw with Rick Ankiel. Maybe not as good as Rick's arm, but when Brad Hawpe was in right field for the Rockies, just a tremendous cannon.
Yeah, you don't associate left-handers with right field very much. Jason Worth not happy about that strike call from Ed Rapuano. He's behind 0-1, hitting .249, but Worth, over the last 3 weeks now, has been batting .287. That's going to be on the corner as well. Great location by Stauffer, who against the Nats is 1-1 with a 3.5 ERA in 2 previous career starts.
Jason Worth addressed after the game about his comments last night. Said, you know, they were asking him about the changes that he thought should be made, and he said, how about letting Teddy win once in a while? So I wouldn't be surprised if sometime during this homestand, maybe this weekend, if we could see history here at Nats Park, and Teddy winning a race.
Oh, you're just trying to sell tickets.
No, I think, you know what? Yeah.
Wouldn't that be great?
Why not? Let Teddy win.
Don't be one of those who weren't at the ballpark the first time that happened.
That's right.
1 ball and 2 strikes to Worth. Way outside. I had no idea he was talking about the racing presidents the other night.
He was. You know, I thought maybe he was talking about the broadcasters, but he was talking about the racing presidents.
Wow. Well, I'm glad we have closure now.
Well, it's nice to see a little sense of humor from Jason, as he had about 20 reporters and 10 cameras in his locker. And justifiably so. You make those comments and you're the guy. You got to talk about them.
Ian Desmond, 3rd in the league in steals with those 15 for 16. Worth will take one outside. Stauffer had him 0-2. Stauffer has not been rewarded this year for some pretty good pitching. He's only given up 3 homers in 58 innings. Opponents hitting .289 against him, but he's 0-3 because, like many Padre pitchers, gets no run support with a .388 ERA. Desmond is running on the 3-2 with 1 out. And Worth will fight another pitch at least. With a dangerous lefty back in the lineup today. I was wondering what Jim Riggleman would do against a right-hander now that Bernardina, Ankiel, Nix are all available, and Rogers sits today after his 18th consecutive start in center field last night. 3-2, Desmond holding. Ball 4 low. 2 on, 1 out.
Good AB right there by Jason Worth, taking the 3-2 cutter in the dirt. Now you got a little action. You got your big lefty up, runners on first and second. It'd be nice for them to score in the first inning for a change. Get a little bit of a lead and sit on it.
That was Jason Worth's 25th walk of the year. He's just out of the top 10 in the National League in that department. By the way, his on-base percentage is climbing up toward the .350 mark. Darren Balsley, the pitching coach, and the entire infield gathering with Nix coming up. By the way, I've got to credit Mark Grant, our friend from the Padres TV crew, with this story. I had heard this once before and forgotten about it. When Tim Stauffer was drafted number 1 by the Padres back in 2003, he and his parents got together with Kevin Towers to negotiate a contract. He was offered $3 million. He turned it down, saying, I don't think I deserve that kind of money. And he signed for $750,000 out of the University of Richmond. FP, as an ex-player, how do you explain such a thing?
Well, I did the same thing when Masson came and asked me to be the color analyst this year. So I totally understand where he's coming
I told him that. That's good. But, I mean, I think it speaks to the character of a young man. He's not insane. He's very much in control of his faculties, but he's the kind of guy who wanted to be paid. And, you know, that wasn't that long ago, and he was the 4th overall pick.
I mean, you just don't hear about that in today's world. It's gimme, gimme, gimme. If it's free, it's me, and I want 3. And the guy gets offered that much money and says, you know what? I can't sleep at night if I sign that contract.
Wow.
where a lot of guys would sleep like a baby, including yours truly.
Yeah. In a very expensive condo somewhere. 2 balls and no strikes to Nix, who's driven in 19 runs. Lance will be selective and take that fastball up and away. And the visit by the pitching coach, well, we'll see what effect it has. He's walked Desmond Worth 3-0 now in front of a guy you do not want to face with the bases loaded. And that'll be a strike on 3-1 now. And this is where a hitter like Lance Nix, who is so aggressive, can really keyhole something and lick his chops. That's low, bases loaded for one of the hottest hitters in baseball, Michael Morse.
I mean, isn't this the way it goes when you're hot as a hitter? All of a sudden you're locked in, you're hitting .404 in the month of May with 5 home runs. Your first at bat, what do? You got ducks on the pond everywhere. Last night, bottom of the ninth, first pitch, ambush. He gets the ball out over the plate, and as soon as he hit it, he knew it, we knew it, everybody in the park knew it. Lit up that dugout, lit up that clubhouse after the game. That was one big swing of the bat for the Nationals.
By the way, we hear that Michael Morse and his representatives are going to ask Congress to add a couple more days onto the end of May. Try to go 32, 33 days next week. He gets jammed. He'll have to hustle, or this might be 2. They're going to get him on a 4.63. First pitch swinging, broke his bat, and the Nats could not take advantage of, count 'em, 3 walks by Stauffer in the first inning. Luna for up to 70% off all flooring. 877-241-LUNA. Shop smart. Shop Luna. FP, the top 5 strike throwing guys in baseball.
That's some pretty good company that Jordan Zimmerman's with right there. You know, sometimes that's a good thing and sometimes that's a bad thing. If you see a stat like that as a hitter, you know you can go up there and hack. You pick a side of the plate and you be real aggressive. I used to like facing guys that threw a lot of strikes. Takes the mystery out of the AB. You know you're going to get something to hit. You just got to stay in your zone and stay with your game plan.
Michael Pineda of Seattle out northwest beat the Yankees last night. That kid's good. 1-1 to Chase Headley. Second inning underway, and Jordan misses low. Chase Headley, the third baseman, was batting 6th last night, went 1 for 3. They only had 5 spots in their order that got 4 at-bats last night thanks to John Lannon. Headley right to the shortstop, and a nice big hop for Ian Desmond.
I'd like to see a stat that shows quality of strike.
Yeah.
To where you're seeing if a guy's hitting his spot, if the catcher's glove is moving a whole lot. You know, when Jordan Zimmerman's right, he darts his target, he hits his spot, he executes his game plan very well. I mean, if you're going to throw a stat like that up there, any major league pitcher can throw the ball right down the middle. Is he throwing quality strikes? Is he dissecting the strike zone like he wants to?
Blake T. Cody is the center fielder. Appearing in his third big league game, he's 0 for 1. He's a young man out of Columbia, Missouri, who went to the University of Miami. The U.
Well, I should be able to say his name right then.
Yeah, I don't think Blake's too hard.
T. Cody.
T. Cody, you got it. He's 24 years of age, third-round pick in '08. You know, it's interesting about these Padres. We see some of the young guys they bring to the big leagues. Some of them don't even go to AAA Tucson. They're promoting guys from AA San Antonio, trying to look for guys who can swing the bats here.
It's fun to be in an organization like that if you're a minor leaguer. You know you're going to get rewarded if you perform.
He jacks this one, heading for the scoreboard, and is over the reach of Jason Worth, who can only play it on a hop. T. Cody, first major league hit. They'll call for the baseball from the San Diego dugout and throw it over there. Nothing cheap about that first big league safety.
First big league knock, a double off Jordan Zimmerman. Little location mistake, that was supposed to be away. Inner third, Worth gives it a good effort. Ball hits high off the wall, allows T. Cody to go to second base. Congratulations, that's a moment you'll remember the rest of your life.
He was hitting .291 at AA San Antonio. Here's Kyle Phillips, the catcher. He split last season at AAA Vegas for Toronto and then Portland for San Diego. And he's the younger brother of Jason Phillips, who we've seen in the big leagues before. Three for 21 in 9 ball games with 3 RBIs. Zimmerman missing, low and away. 1 ball, 1 strike. Kyle Phillips is 26 years of age, San Diego kid. Hit .278 in 5 games for the Blue Jays last year. And with Desmond cutting back in, T. Cody gets back into second base.
And just a little keep him honest pickoff play. Look at Desmond going a little daylight right there. What's daylight? Whenever the pitcher sees daylight between the runner and the fielder, you spin around and throw. You give him the open glove, spin and throw, try to pick him off. And sometimes that's all you need to slow a guy down. You know they're paying attention to you all of a sudden as a base runner. Now you have to shut it down. Usually you see third base stolen when everybody falls asleep up the middle.
No score, top of the second. Padres a runner in scoring position with 1 out. And a broken bat flies to the screen as Michael Morse picks up the ground ball, 2 outs. Barrel of that bat off to the right and hit about halfway up the screen.
Yeah, that one got Mark Lerner's attention.
Hey, don't forget tomorrow, the kids bat and ball set. First 10,000 kids 12 and under receive a kids bat and ball set presented by Masson. We saw those today. Tickets starting at $10. Nationals.com/tickets. And the parents will be happy to know those are yard safety type bats and balls.
Yes, and they're not for beating up your little sister.
No. Or your older brother. But they do have, the bats I noticed did have an autograph on them by a guy named Zimmerman, which is pretty cool. Facsimile autograph. Come and join us tomorrow. Harris Teeter Family Fun Pack Day and a bat and ball set for the kids. This is second baseman Logan Forsythe, who we saw come in defensively last night. Zimmerman working quickly, and the count's 1-1. He was the 46th player taken overall back in '08 out of the University of Arkansas. Grew up in Memphis. He played at Tim McCarver's high school, Christian Brothers High, in Memphis, Tennessee. Hits this ball pretty well to center. It is twisting away from Ankiel, but he still manages to grab it. That ball had some serious hook action on it. And Rick Ankiel, just off the DL, a busy man in center field already in 2 ball games this weekend.
That is nice. Come out of every break with a Rick Ankiel highlight. Why not? It's been the Rick Ankiel show so far in center field. Look at the jump right here. The extension. That ball was tailing away from Rick. You see the eye on the glove right there. When you're running that hard, a lot of times your head is shaking, the ball is bouncing. That plays a lot harder than it looks, folks. Look at him looking right into his glove, secure it. And so far, it's been the Rick Ankiel show. He's got 2 stars on the first one on my scorecard, 2 stars on that one. So a 4-star day so far for Rick Ankiel.
And 2 souvenirs for fans sitting behind the Nats dugout. Exmo brought to you by the 2011 Jeep Compass. Bottom of the second. And you always get to lead off an inning after you shake a guy's hand who just made a great play.
So that's what I always used to say.
So here's Danny with a big night last night, that home run. All right, he's got the batting average over 200. Time to just start that thing climbing. First 50 games of the year tied Ryan Zimmerman's all-time rookie RBI mark as a National with 28.
Had a pretty good 2-strike approach lately from the left side. Taking a little bit out of his swing. He's been fouling balls off.
That one right into his hands. Here's a note on Stauffer, by the way. 8 of the final 11 pitches he threw in the first inning were not strikes. Michael Morse really helped him out when after 3 walks, Michael went first pitch swinging and hit into the 4-6-3. High and tight to Espinosa. Count goes full.
But if he would hit that ball in the bullpen, we wouldn't have said a word. So
exactly.
It's one of those things where he's hot and you have to defer to the hot hitter, Michael Morse. He's seeing the ball big. And the fact that he hit into a double play, that's just the way it goes sometimes.
Looked like ball 4, and Espinosa with a late swing strikes out. And I think he asked Ed Rapuano about the pitch, and if Ed was honest, he'd tell him that was going to be outside.
Yeah, I've had umpires when I asked them say, yeah, you swung at it. He said, was it a strike? And they said, yeah, you swung at it. I said, no, I mean, was the pitch a strike? That one was a little away. Danny Espinosa pulling off just a hair, but good late movement on the 2-seamer from Stauffer.
Yep. I hope this isn't like that Saturday game last month against the Giants. Remember that crazy thing when the Nats had 4 walks in the first inning, 2 hit by pitches, another walk in the second inning, and scored 1 total run all day as Jonathan Sanchez was all over the place. We're going to check in on trivia early today after Pudge grounds out with Hairston coming up. Tim Stauffer, 10 straight starts without a win to begin the season, tying a Padres record, and I'm sure there's more to tell you.
So that's like the tease. Trivia Fact 2 is going to tell me what record that tied, because I'm having trouble with this new trivia thing. Before it was just straight questions, and I couldn't answer those. Now
I ruined it for all of us.
Now there's like mystery till Trivia Fact number 2.
Yeah, I'm on 4-month trivia probation, by the way. I don't know if that's been announced.
That's because you didn't even finish reading the question before you had the answer, so nobody could play at home.
I know. I don't know what got into me.
You should try to go on Jeopardy or something.
Well, how about Jerry Hairston going to first base? Nationals have their first base hit. That's always important in the National League to get that pitcher up. In this case, a good hitting pitcher in Jordan Zimmerman, but get his spot at least up to the plate this early.
Look at his head. Is it moving at all? Not a bit. Just perfectly still through the swing. Frozen head, as I used to call that.
That Exmo's amazing, FP, because whenever a guy hits a ball down around the end of the bat, we can see the bat quiver right after contact.
My bat used to quiver when I picked it up.
But, you know, when a guy gets a sweet spot, we don't see that bat quiver at all. It's pretty amazing. Jordan Zimmerman, 2 hits, 2 RBIs this year. You pitch him away, he'll go away. That's what he tried to do right there. He doesn't try to pull those things. He's putting the ball in contact a good deal of the time. He's, as a hitter this year, he's got those 2 hits and a walk and 4 sacrifice bunts. Right now his goal is to just make his counterpart throw as many pitches as he can to close out this second inning with the top of the order next.
Yeah, make him fire some bullets. Be a pitch count killer.
That's going to be the called third strike. Stauffer strikes out 2 in the inning. He will lead off against Zimmerman in a moment. No score after 2. LTE. Rule the air on the most advanced 4G network in the world. What a great day for a ride on the Masson yacht right here on the Anacostia, right behind Nationals Park. And this one goes top of the third with Jordan Zimmerman facing Tim Stauffer. Fastball right in there. Stauffer as a hitter, 2 for 17 this year. He's a 161 career batter, a respectable average. His front foot was, as they say, stepping in the bucket on that swing, and it's 0-2. Eric Patterson and then Jason Bartlett after the pitcher here. Zimmerman drops another breaking ball and misses. It was 0-2. Now it's full.
You see Pudge right there pat his glove behind Stauffer. And a lot of times you'll do that as a catcher to make him think you're coming in with that pitch. So he taps his glove behind Stauffer, then goes away with the pitch.
Oops. First walk of the ball game for Jordan Zimmerman, the opposing pitcher who he had 0-2. Top of the order, Eric Patterson. Struck out swinging, first time on a breaking ball low. Patterson 07-08. Total of 20 games with the Cubs those 2 years. With Oakland for parts of 3 years. For about 114 games. And then he was with the Red Sox last year for 45 games and hit .226. The Padres got him from Boston to complete the Adrian Gonzalez trade back in mid-December. And FP, you talked about the San Diego Ball Club last year. Not exactly an impressive offensive ball club, but they did have Adrian Gonzalez, who was a legitimate threat. They added Ryan Ludwig at the trading deadline, so they did have a couple of pretty live bats in that lineup.
And Miguel Tejada, but they also had a chip on their shoulder all season long. It was us against the world mentality. We're going to shock the world. And that's how they played for 162 games.
Boy, and they nearly did.
Yeah, they were picked 29th out of 30th to start the season. They said, hey, we are going to show people that we're better than this. And you talk about guys like David Eckstein, all the guys they had that were fighters and battlers last year. Yorvit Torrealba, Matt Stairs, Jerry Hairston Jr., a lot of guys they don't have this year. And that's kind of been the difference. And that's fun. I've been a part of that. You played on those small market teams in Montreal for all those years. You have that. You want to show people that, hey, you know, our payroll is $42 million or whatever it is, and we're going to come get you. We don't care if your payroll is over $100 million. We don't care if you have 5 Cy Youngs. We're going to beat you. And that's kind of the mentality that Bud Black instilled in his team last year, and they're trying to find that this year.
0-2 and the battle continues. Debbie Taylor, you talked to Bud Black about some of those nationals who were on his ball club last year.
I did. He had Jerry Hairston Jr. and Matt Stairs, and he said these were 2 veteran guys that really know how to play the game of baseball, and they're students of the game, and they were so helpful. They were sounding boards for a lot of the younger players that brought a lot to the clubhouse. And he said not only that, they know how to win.
Oh, look at Hairston. And out at second, and then Espinoza wisely holds on to the ball. He just stole a 2-on, none-out situation for the Padres by getting the force play.
And a great play by Jerry Hairston. We're talking about him. He knows we're talking about him, so now he's going to show off with a great play. And this is one where when Danny Espinoza gets a little more experience at second base, you come across and stretch like a first baseman right here. There's no chance for a double play with Patterson running. So what you do, you turn into a first baseman right there. You come across the bag and stretch and just get the one out. You straddle the bag like that with a guy coming in on you, you can get hurt.
Zimmerman with a breaking ball outside to Jason Bartlett.
And we talked about the defense at the top of the show, and you know what? They continue to impress.
Close. Very close on Patterson, who's 5 out of 6 in stealing this year. Brian O'Nora, the umpire over there, and Eric Patterson chunked up some dirt as he pushed his way back to the bag. By the way, their first base coach is a great base stealer in his own right back in his career, Dave Roberts.
Doc.
Who Red Sox fans will never forget.
Or Giants fans or anywhere he's ever played. One of the greatest guys you'll ever meet in the whole world. You know, fought cancer, battled it, beat it. Now he's a first base coach for the Padres. One of the greatest guys you'll ever meet.
Now Pudge is going to snap it down there. Ball 2. Good hitter in the box. And a fast runner at first with 1 out.
That is a huge lead.
He's holding. And Zimmerman gets the breaker from one side of the plate to the other for the strike. Padres on the road this year despite last night's loss. 11-11. They are 9-20 in their own ballpark. And the only team with a worse home record in baseball. This is unbelievable. The Minnesota Twins are 5-14 at home. Had him reaching. 2-2.
That's been a big problem with the Padres this year. A lot of the hitters have been complaining about Petco Park, that it's not a hitter's ballpark. And last year, you know, talking to the guys here in D.C., they make jokes about it. They embraced it. Yeah, we know we're in a ballpark where the ball doesn't carry, but we're going to use it to our advantage. And I guess this year, apparently, there's been a lot of grumblings amongst the Padres players about where they play.
And once it gets in your head.
Yep.
Yeah, right center field is huge. Left center's a big gap. It's a quirky ballpark. And at night there, the ball doesn't travel very well at all.
You know what? It's the big leagues. Be happy you're in the big leagues.
Target inside, swing and a miss. Throw is high and outside to second base. And Eric Patterson, while the second out is being made, steals his 6th base of the year. So Zimmerman keeps his focus and gets the hitter here.
Check out the jump right here. He is gone. He is to full speed in 1 step, and there's not a whole lot you can do about that. That's just a good jump and a good pitch to go on. You look at Pudge with all kinds of interference there.
By the hitter?
Yeah, not hitters interfere. I mean, just a lot of traffic to throw through.
Oh, okay.
There was no contact made. There should have been a call, but you know that's hard. The hitter leans over, you're throwing over him, and the guy got a good jump.
Here's Ludwig, and he takes a strike. He reached on catcher's interference first time up. Eric Patterson, by the way, stole 178 bases in the minor leagues, so speed has always been his game, and basically it's what has him in the big leagues. You might look at Ryan Ludwig's back foot. Oh, they got him. They've got him at second base. Espinosa sneaks in behind, and that's not a good play by Patterson with one of their best RBI guys. Not even that close. Inning over. Three pitches, 17 strikes. Rick Ankiel tested twice in center field here.
And if this is the Redskins, he'd have 2 receptions for 100 yards and 2 TDs. I mean, he's just going to get it in the outfield today. The second one, a post pattern that we just missed, but he's been awesome out there, tracking everything down.
Leading off the ball game for the Nats, bottom of the first, he bounced out. 1 for 3 career against Tim Stauffer. That's a fair ball, backhanded by Hawk. Next up, Desmond, who walked, and then Worth, who walked, as this one moves quickly into the bottom of the 3rd inning. By the way, the all-time series between these two ball clubs, and the Nats have a long way to go. Even with last night's win, the Padres have won an amazing 26 out of 37 games against the Nats. 13 out of 19 in D.C. now. But at Nationals Park, it's now 5-5 after last night's win. So for some reason, the Nationals have had all kinds of problems with the Padres, especially in San Diego over the years.
Right, everybody has trouble in San Diego. That's the trip you bring the family on. You go to SeaWorld all day. You're walking around on the beach, and then all of a sudden the game pops up around 7 o'clock. Felipe Alou used to hate when the Expos traveled to San Diego. He just wanted to get out of there because a lot of times people think it's a vacation.
Yeah.
You get into that, oh, this is a gorgeous place, and you're on your feet all day, and you get to the ballpark at 3 o'clock, and all of a sudden you don't have a whole lot left for the game.
Plus, you're hitting in a dead zone in the evening out there.
Yes.
I mean, old Jack Murphy Stadium, Qualcomm Stadium out in Mission Valley was like that. That is inside. I don't think there's a pitcher in baseball who's walked Ian Desmond twice in one game until just now. Nats have their 4th walk of the day. Minor league report from PNC, and it's Yuniesky Maya who will get the start tomorrow, evidently, against the Padres. Nats signed him as a free agent last July 31st. In 5 big league starts, 5.88 ERA. He went 0-3 in 26 innings. And this is what he's doing with Syracuse right now, 1-4. Solutions that help you achieve your financial goals, PNC, for the achiever in you. So Yuniesky Maya has not really proven to be any kind of winning pitcher yet at the big league or AAA levels. We'll see how he does tomorrow. Desmond running. Throw is in time. He's gunned down for only the second time this year as Kyle Phillips put it right on the bag. And he's now 3 out of 7 against opposing base runners this year.
Look at the jump from Desmond, and he's had that bad wheel. We've been watching him run to first base. He hasn't been 100%. He's got the quad thing going on. And you look at the throw from Kyle Phillips. That is right on the money. Not a whole lot left to do once the ball gets there.
Jason Worth walked his first time. He'll line this one out to second base for Logan Forsythe. And this ball game goes right into the middle innings, just like last night. No score again, first 3. Troop recognition at DynCorp International. They say we serve today for a better tomorrow. And of course, Bo Porter, John McLaren, Nats players, personnel, Steve McCaddy, Lee Kuntz, all applauding, and so does Pudge, even when he's in the ball game. And so does my partner from the booth every day.
I got to be careful. I get so excited that part every single game. I almost fell out this inning. That's a long ways down.
Yeah, and that's more than a 15-day DL if we lose you out of here.
That's my favorite part of every game. I love that.
Top of the 4th inning, Ryan Ludwig was at the plate when Eric Patterson was picked off second. I had one of our regular Masson Nationals.com emailers drop me a line, Dave B. in MD, Dave B. in Maryland, asking about Ryan Ludwig's back foot. Legitimate question. He hits this ball out to center. Hank Keel is there, but he stands with his back foot, obliterating the chalk line in the batter's box, putting him even closer to Pudge Rodriguez. And then Pudge got the error FP when Ludwig took that big looping swing first time up for interference.
It's a great question. I just watched Ed Rapuano go back and kind of smooth that out with his foot. He went back, and where that back foot mark is from Ludwig, kind of smoothed it out with his foot, so he's checking it out. I think when you talk about that catcher's interference with Pudge, yeah, he's way back there. Get him in the box. That's up to Jim Riggleman, though. I've seen Bruce Bochy do that at times where he'll go out there, talk to the home plate umpire, and say, look, he's not in the box. So for Jim, if he has a problem with it, he has to go out and address it with the home plate umpire.
Yeah, and our emailer Dave also says he's noticed over the years that when Carlos Ruiz is here with the Phillies, and we'll check this out Monday, he'll stand with his entire back foot when he's batting out of the batter's box, and it's something the umpires totally ignore.
Dave said all that? You guys should take him out to dinner.
He's a baseball guy.
That's awesome.
Yeah, our fans are paying attention. So thanks, Dave, for that notice. We appreciate it.
I mean, you look right now at Brad Hopp. He's in the back of the batter's box as well. Foot on the back line. Look where he is. Almost the same as where Ryan Ludwig is.
And I think you'll see some of those guys back as far as they can get when they're facing a power pitcher, right?
Buy yourself a couple extra tenths of a second to make that decision. See, he's wiping it out right there. You wipe the line out so there's no reference point for the catcher, the umpire, and maybe even the opposing manager.
Little tapper. Here comes Pudge. Easy play for him after all these years. 2 outs. That's Brad Hawk retired, so 2 dangerous hitters out of the way. Tomorrow, Harris Teeter Family Fun Pack again here at the ballpark, just like today. All-inclusive offers starting at $14. It's the best Sunday deal in town. A ticket, hot dog, chips, and a Coke, $14 at where it starts. Nationals.com/family. Some restrictions apply. Chase Headley, the hitter, strike 1. And by the way, that last inning was Jordan Zimmerman's 2nd pickoff this year and the 4th of his career. So, FP, we talk about his bunting and his hitting. You add that together, he's a pitcher who does a lot of things to try to win ball games other than just throwing the ball.
Hey, good athlete, quick feet, threw the ball in the money. Great job by the middle infielders paying attention to something like that. Little things, and when you're not scoring runs, turn out to be big things. Well, last night, a couple of runs wins a baseball game. 1 run was holding up for a long time. So anytime you got a runner in scoring position, whether it's 1 out, 2 outs, no outs, you can pick them off. It's a big deal.
And a 1-2 pitch coming. He got jammed, and he fought it into left field for a base hit. Chase Headley with his 2nd hit in this series in 5 at-bats. That'll bring in Blake T. Cody, who got his first major league hit, a double off the scoreboard, first time up, back in the 2nd. T. Cody is from Columbia, Missouri, as I mentioned, where the University of Missouri is. He went to Miami, but they have a high school there in town where he went to school called Hickman High School, which is one of the great athletic programs in a lot of different sports throughout the entire Midwest. Then drafted in the 3rd round by the Padres in 08. Been in the minor leagues for 4 years, where he has hit .272, so he's always been able to hit for pretty good average. 93 from Zimmerman for a strike.
Got to keep an eye on Chase Headley. 5 for 6 in stolen bases this year. 2 outs. You think he might be going somewhere during this sequence.
Padres have stolen 51 this year to lead the National League. He hits another one to right field, and Worth has it hit off of his glove. San Diego will take the lead, and T. Cody's going to 3rd base. He has a double and a triple, now with an RBI for his first 2 major league hits.
I'm wondering if Jason Worth lost this ball for an instant because he had a beat on it originally, slowed down, stutter step, started up again, and still almost made the play. It went off the top of his glove. That's one where he had a beat on this ball off the bat. The ball absolutely smoked. Supposed to be away, center cut fastball. See him stop right there and start again?
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden it goes off his glove as the fence is approaching. You know, the big long reach from Jason Worth. That's a great shot just off the tip of his glove, and the difference is a run for the Padres.
I think the kid can hit a fastball. Yeah, here's Kyle Phillips.
Especially one right down the middle.
Well, that's what you talked about earlier. Jordan Zimmerman, 5th in baseball, 68.2% strikes when he throws, but center cut strikes, major league hitters will do big things with those.
Yeah, those are ones you don't miss, and those are the ones you dream about as a hitter.
Kyle Phillips bounced out to Michael Morse, breaking his bat first time. He'll go to left field, and the Padres lead 2-0. This all starting with 2 outs. He got the 2 big guns you were worried about in this inning, Ludwig and Hopp. And then Headley a single, T. Cody the triple, and Phillips a base hit.
You see where Pudge is set up. You see where that ball ended. He set up down and in. The ball was middle away, elevated. Nice piece of hitting by Kyle Phillips. Gets himself an RBI.
Number 8 man, Logan Forsythe coming in. Phillips now 4 RBIs in 10 games for the Pods this year. Forsythe 0 for 8. And looking for his first major league hit. Oh, 2, target away. Slider out there.
He's looking for his first major league hit. Maybe he can borrow one from Blake T-Cody. Double and a triple in his debut. You talk about getting your first big league hit. You're flirting with the cycle.
Jordan Zimmermann having some long innings here. First inning 16 pitches. Second inning 15. Third inning 18. And he's flirting with 70 right now with only 2 outs in the 4th inning. At times today he's had a hard time putting away hitters. One more for 70. And a fly ball to center for Rick Ankiel. Padres do some 2-out damage. That thing carries to the track. They lead 2-0 with Nix, Morse, and Espinoza coming up. Nats behind. Teddy winning a race. Not even close. Abe. By the way, I understand you can Twitter Teddy at Teddy26Nats. And number 28, Worth, doesn't like the result at all. So I guess we'll have to wait for tomorrow for this theory to come to fruition.
Well, we were both thinking alike. Jason Worth on the top step right there, looking to see if Teddy's going to win. He gave it one of these after he didn't. But you know, obviously a lot more important things. Nats down by 2 runs. They got to find a way to score.
Bottom of the 4th. Time to get some offense going. Lance Nix walked first time. He gets jammed. Pops it up right field. And the ball right to Eric Patterson, who got a good jump. Now the focus is on Stauffer, giving up only 1 hit to the Nationals so far.
Yeah, those bases loaded 1-out things you don't cash in like the Nats had in the first inning. They just give you a kind of uneasy feeling about the rest of the game. When something like that happens, you're struggling as a team offensively. You know, maybe you're showing signs of coming out of it. And you can't fight Michael Morse because he's been carrying this team from an offensive standpoint lately. You don't pick up those runs, it just gives you that weird feeling, you know? The uneasy feeling.
It's like when you make a base running mistake when you're ahead. You're like, uh-oh.
That's going to come back to haunt you.
Stauffer behind 1-0 to Michael Morse. Only base hit of the game, up the middle base hit by Jerry Hairston Jr. with 2 outs in the 2nd. Inner half 2-1. Only 2 other games in baseball in progress right now. Pirates at Cubs, scoreless in the 4th. White Sox at Blue Jays, 5-3 Toronto, 3rd inning. All the action later this afternoon and tonight. 3 balls and 1 strike now to Michael Morse. Came into this game hitting .288.
This could be 2-1 in a hurry if he gets a strike.
No Nat has ever homered in 5 consecutive games.
Oh, cutter on the outer third. Probably not where he was looking in that count.
I'd say it's been a tough week for Ryan Zimmerman. His home run streak got tied, and his RBIs by a rookie in the first 50 games got tied. Morse and Espinoza, respectively. Come on back, Ryan.
Yeah, the tough part's the rehab, not that.
3-2, breaking ball right back to the pitcher. The ball was kind of up and in. And 2 quick outs here in the 4th. Danny Espinoza last night, 3 at-bats, a walk, and in between, this one.
Yeah, 6 of his 7 taters have been from the right side. You see the top hand throw right there. Got a pitch down and in that he could handle, and that's where the big boys go, over the bullpen.
His first non-multiple RBI homer of the year. First time he's hit one all year with nobody on base. And the Nats needed that. So he has 13 career homers now in his first 78 big league games. Off-speed pitch on 0-2, slowed down Danny's bat, and the Nats go quietly. Their bats have been quiet on this Saturday afternoon. 5th inning, 2-0 Padres. Padres, and then a rookie's first 2 big league hits, and the Nats have had to play some serious defense here.
And they have been since April 29th. 993 fielding percentage, leads all of baseball, and you see why. Guys on their toes, guys ready for the baseball, making spectacular plays, making routine plays. You got pitchers throwing strikes. You're into the game, you're on your toes, and you're ready for the baseball.
Top of the 5th inning. Tim Stauffer led off the 3rd. Jordan Zimmerman walked him after getting ahead 0-2. So a chance to get a first out here in the middle of the ballgame. It'll be a 2-hopper cut off by Hairston in front of Desmond. Now the top of the order, Patterson and Bartlett, the next 2 San Diego hitters. Padres, by the way, are 1-7 against the National League East this year. 1-2 against the Braves. They were swept 4 by the Phillies and lost to the Nats last night. Nationals, of course, against the West 4-1, having beaten the Giants 3 out of 4. And then last night's win. They'll get a taste of this division starting next Thursday. 4 in Arizona, 3 in San Fran, and 4 in San Diego. And then there's a rumor that when the Nationals come home, they'll be home for more than 5 or 6 days after that.
Yeah, my dog did not attack me the other night when I came home. I was really excited about that. He actually remembered me.
Good. There's an obviously easy punchline about a certain scent right here, but I'll choose to ignore that. Must know your aftershave. And the 1-1 is swung on and missed. Eric Patterson, 0 for 2, strikeout, fielder's choice, steal of second, and then the ensuing pickoff. Jason Bartlett next here in the 5th, 2-2 count. Michael Morse waiting to scoop it up. Better hurry. 2 outs. Yuneski Maya in the 3rd game of the series tomorrow. Our friends from DC 50 will join us. Dustin Mosley, first appearance against the Nats. Lee Vaughn and Halladay Monday. Marquis Cliff Lee Tuesday. Lannon, Roy Oswalt Wednesday, and then it's off to Arizona. Make a note of those day games now. On Monday for Memorial Day and Getaway Day on Wednesday. Today is the first of 4 day games on this 6-game homestand.
Well, if you like pitching and defense, you're in the right place.
Let's hope it stays that way starting Monday. Be fun to have some well-played, low-scoring games against the Phillies, who will make their 2nd visit of the year here. Right now, they've won 3 straight, lead the division at 32-19 by 2 games over Florida, 4 over the Braves, 8.5 the Mets, 9.5 the Nats. The Jim Riggleman's team playing very well at home. 10 of their last 15 right here. 12-9 overall on the year. 1-2 fastball just low. Serious jam job there, and that ball's foul. Slicing away from Michael Morse, who couldn't get it. Then it was about a foot foul when it hit the ground. It would be nice to see Jordan Zimmerman get his first 1-2-3 of the day. Hot shot. Desmond takes it right in his breadbasket and throws him out. Bottom of the 5th coming up. The Iwo Jima Monument over by Roslyn in Arlington. A beautiful sight on a beautiful day. With the Stars and Stripes Curly W. Nationals.com/patriotic. Some restrictions apply. Come and join us for the Nats and the Phillies on Monday. Now it's time for the AFCIA Sideline Report. Here's Debbie. Visit AFCIA.org, the Association for IT Pros.
Well, Bob, the troops and their families mean so much to the Nationals family. Yesterday, kids that lost their parents in war were part of the starting nine. They got to go out on the field with the players. Really special time and moment for them. Now, on Monday, a really cool thing. Anybody, any age, young or old, can do running the bases for the military families for a $10 donation. You can go out there Monday afternoon after the game and run the bases. It's a great cause. It's to raise money for the families.
Nice.
And just go to the Nationals box office and they will get you the greatest tickets and you will have so much fun. Bob, back to you.
That sounds like a wonderful way for the adults to run the bases now and then. 1 ball, 1 strike. By the way, next time you're over in Roslyn and check out the Iwo Jima monument, there's an extra hand on that monument. A lot of people have wondered what that is, an extra arm helping to raise that flag. It's known as the arm of God.
I did not know that. I've been over there a few times.
Something to look for. There's always a reason to go back, right?
Absolutely.
1-2 to Pudge. Ooh, and a sizzling 88-mile-an-hour heater is just outside. 2-2. Nats need some hits. That's by the pitcher. It's up the middle. Pudge has a chance, and he beats it out. Hit number 2,833. And Pudge doesn't get a whole lot of infield hits at this stage. He will take it, and so will the Nats.
A dodge on the Exmo for the swing. Check it out. Pudge getting his foot down early. We've seen him go the other way all season long. Just battling up there. That's all it is. We talked last night in the open of the show. You know, it's not about your stats. A lot of times when you're struggling, you're so focused on your numbers and getting out of your own hole, you forget about team. It's not because you're a bad person or a selfish person. You're just worried about your own numbers. All of a sudden, you know, you got to get back to thinking about what it takes to win a baseball game. And, you know, that's the second hit of the day. So hopefully, you know, that gets the Nationals going right now.
Exmo brought to you by Ram Trucks, designed, tested, and proven to be the best trucks they've ever built. Ram. Hairston, base hit today, and now a double play ball that he hit really sharply. 6-4-3. Padres turn it easily and quickly. 2 double play balls have really hurt the Nats today. Here's the rest of that AT&T trivia we told you about with Tim Stauffer. Matt Keogh of the A's, 23 starts before earning a win. Wow. That kid was a good pitcher. Jordan Zimmerman, right side. This inning is over. Little flare over to Brad Hoff. And Tim Stauffer is mowing down the Nats right now, hungry for that first win.
freeze cam. Let's go back to April 20th in St. Louis. Remember this? Jerry Hairston Jr. asking for timeout against Jaime Garcia. Wasn't granted timeout. Threw a little lean back up the middle. Last night against Clayton Richards, same thing, asking for a timeout. Was not granted timeout. He popped up with 2 strikes. Forgot to run to first base. Felt like he needed to argue with Ed Hickok, and he got thrown out of the game. So one time he gets a single up the middle, next time he flies out. Coors Light Freeze Cam brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light.
And suddenly, very hard rains here as we get going, top of the 6th inning. Fans are heading for cover. Skies are still fairly bright, but obviously some dark ones approaching from behind us. It's now quickly 0-2 against Ryan Ludwig as the rain pours down. We'll have to check the radar and see how big this cell is and how long it might be around.
Bob's Bootleg Weather coming up next.
Here we go. That ball scorched and off the glove of Desmond. It'll be a base hit for Ludwig on a ball that Ian Desmond appeared to have measured.
I'm trying to think. I don't think the raindrops had anything to do with this. It is coming down hard, but a line drive hit that quickly. That's just one of those ones that jumps on you a little faster than you anticipate. The ball was hit very hard. Clean single.
Next up will be Brad Hopp. He goes up hacking. This is a very small cell of weather, according to the radar I'm looking at. There are some patches of light rain from here down toward Woodbridge and Dale City, down 95. There's a cell out by Manassas, which is southwest of us. Looks like we're at the kind of the north end of this cell as it passes through, mainly through Alexandria, heading to the east.
I mean, we need a sponsor for that. Your weather reports. I like them.
Well, you know, you got to be versatile in this business. It's how you stay employed.
You never know when there's scouts from the Weather Channel listening.
I think the guys they're looking for are a little younger than me. One ball and 1 strike to Brad Hopp, who's fly deep to center, robbed of an extra base hit by Ankiel. And he hit that little chopper in front of the plate that Pudge handled. Now the rain eases off considerably. And Zimmerman slips one by him.
Good slider right there from Jordan Zimmerman, right under the hands of Hopp. That's a hot hitter right there. It's got one thing on his mind early in the count. And you throw that pitch. Check out the late break and the tight action on this slider. Looks like a fastball all the way. You go to swing at it. Not there.
1 ball and 2 strikes with nobody out. Ludwig at first. Had him reaching. That was a one-handed swing. And Jordan Zimmerman strikes out Hopp for his 3rd strikeout today.
Convergence on the pitch track. Check it out. Jordan Zimmerman going back to the well, little off-speed pitch right there. It's a swing and a miss, strike 3.
Convergence Technology and Citrix are the winning team to desktop virtualization. Call the experts 301-860-1960 or visit convergencetech.us.
And that's what happens when you're a hitter and you're in pull mode and you're thinking doing something big. You're thinking about hitting a ball in the gap, scoring the guy from first, maybe something better, hitting the ball over the fence. You get in pull mode right there. What happens, you pull off speed. Pudge saw it, Zimmerman saw it, great adjustment. Dropped a couple slow pitches on there. Brad Hopp was looking for a fastball, looking to pull it.
Chase Headley got that rally started 2 innings ago with a 2-out flare to left. Right before the rookie Blake T. Cody tripled off the glove of Worth. And then when Phillips singled, there's your 2-0 San Diego lead. They've out hit the Nats 5-2. Pulling the string again. Mixing more off speed in here in the 3rd time around the batting order.
That's a straight change from Jordan Zimmerman right there. He doesn't throw it very often, probably his 4th best pitch. Throws it about 3% of the time, but all of a sudden he's got a good feel for it.
Well, that really would make his fastball better. Because usually, FP, we see Jordan, and Sunday was the exception with the slider to Vladimir Guerrero. But usually when he gets hit hard, it's center cut fastballs. So that changeup could really neutralize some of that.
Yeah, maybe he's just got a feel for it right now. You look at his grip right there. That's a little backdoor slider.
And the count's even 2-2. Zimmerman's at 94 pitches. He may need a double play ball here to stay in this game to fight into the 7th. Nationals very careful about his pitch count as a rule. That'll be lined hard to center and Keel. And Rick Glad, that ball was hit so hard it was eye high by the time he grabbed it. He thought he was going to have to make another spectacular play. The San Diego box score features Blake T. Cody batting 6th today. The young man from Columbia, Missouri, getting his first 2 major league hits and 5 total bases with an RBI in the process. Quite a day. And here he comes. So I think the Nats know this kid can hit the number 1. Let's see what Pudge and Zimmerman have in mind.
Well, both number 1s have been right down the heart of the plate, so not necessarily means you have to get away from the fastball. Maybe just locate it, but I'm with you, Bob. Go somewhere else. If a guy's shown he can hit a fastball, got a good feel for the changeup all of a sudden, go curveball, slider, maybe show him a fastball. But all of a sudden, maybe you didn't know who he was. Now you do.
And I can actually see a few shadows out there now as the sun peeks through after that short shower. 2-0 Padres, top of the 6th. And a foul tip.
And that's where they've been trying to go to T. Cody all day long, the fastball away. See if he can take you the other way. A couple of fastballs left out over the plate. He's pulled him to right field. So you see right there, didn't get away from the fastball, 92, but located on the outer half of the plate.
Well, as you say, when you turn on a couple, you're not going to see those the rest of the day, especially if you hit one out of the park. That's high gas. Actually, he took a little bit off at 85, or is that the breaking ball? He throws his slider 85, 86.
Little slider up in the zone. Anytime you see a catcher setting up down and in, that's where the slider's supposed to go. Buried down the back knee of the left-handed hitter. Zimmerman left it out over the plate, but T. Cody obviously looking for something else, still sitting on the fastball.
1 ball and 2 strikes. And that fastball high and tight. Well, we'll see. Jordan Zimmerman with that pitch count. The most pitches he's thrown this year, 107 in 6 innings against the Giants almost a month ago. 89, 103, and 94 in his 3 starts since. Home plate umpire will call in for a swing, and T. Cody gone. Padres have stranded 4 runners. Time to get some offense going. Top of the order straight ahead. Cross Blue Shield is doing great things for the boys and girls clubs of Greater Washington, D.C. They donate $50 for every walk, 159 of them drawn by the Nats, and almost $8,000 now. Take that first step towards a healthier and more active lifestyle. Care First Blue Cross Blue Shield wants you to get that message. Rick Ankiel, a couple of ground balls pulled on the ground to the right side of the infield. And he takes a 1-0 pitch in there. Nationals have been stopped on 2 harmless singles so far. Stauffer has walked 4, but the Nats have not taken advantage of any of those. A double play and a caught stealing. 2-1. Desmond Worth to follow here in the 6th. You'll see a lot of walks. Desmond's drawn 2, Worth 1, Nix 1. Base hits, bottom of the order. Hairston in the 2nd, Pudge in the 5th. 2 double play balls have hurt. And Ankiel has gone on strikes. 3rd strikeout today for Tim Stauffer. Citrix on the pitch track. They team up with Convergence Technology for desktop virtualization. Your company can receive efficiency and cost reduction. ConvergenceTech.us. A ball scorched by Desmond, but right there is Headley. 2 outs. He's pitching to contact for the most part. And the Nats have had a couple of hard hit balls in recent innings right at San Diego infielders.
You look at Headley, he's in for the bunt right there. Gets an absolute bullet 1 hopper. Lots of time for the throw.
Not often a guy gets 3 crow hops before he can throw.
You're playing that shallow and you get a ball hit to you that hard. You got lots of time. Now Jason Worth all of a sudden taking his time to get to the plate because there's a couple of quick outs. Trying to give Sean Burnett time, or maybe Jordan Zimmerman time to catch his breath.
If the Nats can beat or give Stauffer a no decision today, he'd set an all-time San Diego record for starts at the beginning of the season without a win. He's got 10, along with Tommy Sisk, Tim Lawler, and Andy Ashby, past San Diego pitchers who all went 10 before winning. Jason Worth, a walk and a soft line drive to second base today, 0 for 1.
And Stauffer's a guy that gave up 11 hits his last outing, a career high.
Opponents came in hitting .289 against him. His first couple of innings, those walks were a mystery. Came into this game with nearly a 4-to-1 strikeout walk ratio. That ball hanging up for Eric Patterson. And the Nats are doing nothing with Tim Stauffer, an 0-3 pitcher right now. On to the 7th, 2-0. just mowing down the Washington offense. And he's out of the game, or at least Jordan Zimmerman's out of the game. And the Nats will go to the bullpen. More on that in a moment. Frustrating day so far.
Well, it's been the Blake T. Cody show. I mean, he's been outstanding. The last Padres player with 2 or more hits in his first career Major League game was Luis Durango on September 16, 2009. But Blake T. Cody today, his first career start, double, triple. Been Babe T. Cody.
Wow.
It's a nice first start, young man. Many more to come if you keep swinging it like that.
Nats will go with Sean Burnett here with his 24th appearance. And same old story for Jordan Zimmerman. Pitches pretty well. Not a lot of run support. He throws 100 pitches in 6 innings, and the Nats take him out. Jordan Zimmerman, by the way, over his last 5 games, a 3.23 ERA, 1 win, 1 loss. Couple of no decisions. He could be saddled with another loss here today. Kyle Phillips leads off. He's 1 for 2 with an RBI single, and Burnett throws a fastball for a strike outside corner.
I'll tell you what, as a hitter, when you're struggling as a team, it's tough to look the starting pitcher in the eye. When he's gone out there talking about Jordan Zimmerman's last 2 starts and pitched extremely well, and you can't get him any runs.
Yeah.
I mean, you almost want to not walk by him in the dugout or in the clubhouse. You got 2 hits right now, no runs. The guy's out there pitching his brains out, and he's done it the last 2 times. As an offense, you can't look the starting pitcher in the eye. You feel bad because you can't get him any runs.
As Zimmerman's ERA started the day at 3.98, that'll come down. And he may be 2-6 by the end of the day. He's only given up 25 hits in his last 31 innings. And Burnett had the left-hander Kyle Phillips reaching. Logan Forsythe, the second baseman, still hunting his first big league hit. Good breaker by Sean Burnett. 5th strikeout by Nats pitching today. And a reminder tomorrow, a final reminder. Come and join us. 1:35, 3rd game of the series. First 10,000 kids 12 and under receive a kids bat and ball set presented by Masson. Tickets start at $10, nationals.com/tickets. It's a little bat and ball set that'll be safe to play around the backyard with windows in the vicinity. I think Mom and Dad will be pleased about that. Red bat with Ryan Zimmerman's facsimile signature on it. And here's Forsythe, 0 for 2 today. By the way, Tim Stauffer, who's on deck, he's in a position to go extremely deep in this game. He's never thrown a Major League complete game. He has only 74 pitches through 6 innings. He's only thrown 18 pitches the last 2 innings total. And Burnett takes a 1-2 pitch, off speed in the dirt. Counts even. Todd Coffey.
Big pot brewing.
For the 8th. Burnett paints the inside corner with a perfect fastball. Logan Forsythe 0 for 3, and Burnett fans the first 2 Padres he sees.
And watch Pudge's glove right here. Does not move. That's called planting a fastball in with 2 strikes. Bam. Hit your spot. Thanks for coming.
Next up, Stauffer 0 for 1 with a walk. He'll slap it out to second baseman Danny Espinosa. Good work by Sean Burnett to get to the 7th inning stretch. Nix, Morse, and Espinosa coming up in a 2-0 game. Dealers. Monument looks beautiful against that sky on a Saturday afternoon here, last Saturday of May, believe it or not. Screech having a good time during the stretch, and it's 2-0 Padres out hitting the Nats 5-2. Tomorrow, Dustin Mosley. He's 1-6, but a good ERA. Lowest run support in Major League Baseball. He'll take on Yuneski Maya. 5 starts, 0-3, nearly a 6 ERA for the Nats. He gets the call from Syracuse after going 1-4 with a 3.79 there. Nats Extra 1 o'clock. FP and I join you 1:30. First pitch from Yuneski Maya. Levan Hernandez, fellow countryman, at 1:35 tomorrow. Our friends from DC 50 will join us as well if you're in their viewing area, just a click away. And here's Stauffer. 74 pitches, 41 strikes. And as I mentioned, the last 2 innings, and really the last 4, very brief from that pitch count standpoint.
Well, this is the inning, if you're the Nationals, that you have to get Tim Stauffer. He's never been past the 7th inning. He's pitched 7 innings 7 times, once this year. It was against the Cincinnati Reds on April 18th. He went 7 innings, allowing 4 hits, no runs. So after this inning, Tim Stauffer in uncharted waters.
Lance Nix lifting one to right. How far? It is in the bullpen. Home run. 2-1 ball game. The Nats needed something to wake up the bats. Maybe that's it, as Nix goes deep for the 7th time this year. RBI number 20.
Maybe that's the spark the Nats are looking for. Lance Nix right here, something up in the strike zone, getting on top of it. And it was just a matter if it was going to carry out of the ballpark. Eric Patterson had a beat on it. He found the fence, found the wall. A leaping effort right there. Nice try. But Lance Nix, another home run. Gets the Nats on the board, maybe lights up that Nationals dugout.
It got the San Diego bullpen busy. Here's Michael Morse. Fastball runs right down the middle. Right-hander Luke Gregerson with a 2.86 ERA is warming up. Michael Morse gets jammed, and they've been staying inside on Mike today. Fisted him severely for that 4.63 double play ball back in the first, after Stauffer had walked 3 consecutive Nats. And then a breaking ball got him front door with a 1-3 back to the pitcher in the 4th. So Mike's looking to extend his arms, but the Padres haven't let him. They do that time. That was an 0-2 pitch away, but it was up, and Michael was able to reach it, and he continues his great hitting in the month of May. Tying runs suddenly on base.
He's got such long arm, he's able to extend them with 2 strikes. Good job of protecting right there. Good job of battling with 2 strikes for Michael Moore. Stay hot. And check it out. Look at the pitch. Look at the location. Look at the extension. A little bit fooled. He's able to stay through it and throw it back up the middle. It's a strong man to be able to do that.
Nobody out, and here's Danny Espinosa. Very late swing. Danny 0 for 2 today with a strikeout and a grounder to second. It appeared his first time up that he really had a hard time picking up the ball against Stauffer. Remember the 3-2 pitch? It was well outside. He took a very late hack and struck out. It was a lot like that pitch right there. One of Stauffer's best heaters of the day, 92 for strike 2.
And for the most part, to Danny Espinosa, they've been away today. Everything on the outer half of the plate, 2 seamers running away from him. And sometimes as a hitter, you have to give in. If that's the game plan, take your single to left, take your single up the middle. Don't try to pull it.
That's on the corner, and Danny Espinosa's gone. This day in baseball history from Verizon Fios, a network ahead. To learn more, visit Verizon.com/getFios. National League owners gave approval to the Dodgers and the Giants to move from Brooklyn and northern Manhattan, respectively, to California for the 1958 season. Switch to Fios. Well, that's a day that some fans in New York City have never gotten over.
Took them 52 years to win a World Series, those Giants.
How about that? They'd been in a couple. And of course, that's why the New York Mets have as their colors blue and orange. Blue from the Dodgers, orange from the Giants. When National League Baseball returned to the Big Apple.
And speaking of the Giants, there's been some rumors and some writings in the newspapers about the guy in the box right now with the injury to Buster Posey. He's out for the season. All of a sudden, Pudge's name has popped up in a lot of places.
Yeah, when you're talking about that kind of timeline, FP, you're looking for a frontline catcher, not somebody's backup. And Pudge, of course, ironically, the Nats backup at the moment, but he is certainly still capable of being a frontline everyday guy.
Yeah, he's a guy to me that could catch 4 to 5 days a week and definitely handle a staff.
With the runner going, the hit and run, and it's off to the right side. What kind of hitter, what kind of catcher is Eli Whiteside, their other guy out there?
He's a catch and throw guy, handles the staff very well, but you know, we saw him hit a home run here against the Nationals. He's a guy that'll run into him once in a while, but he's not an average guy. And when you talk about losing your 4th place hitter, you know, a lot like Ryan Zimmerman in the Nats, you can't replace him.
One to Pudge. And a pop-up right side. Looks like Hopp will let Forsythe take it for the second out. Leaving it up to Jerry Hairston Jr. Today's copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the Washington Nationals and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Washington Nationals. And at the start of the season, the Giants only had 2 catchers on their 40-man roster, Posey and Whiteside. All the other catchers that they invited to spring training, pretty much unknown, young type guys. Matt Stairs for Burnett next. Hairston, the hitter, trying to keep this inning alive to get that left-handed bat into the game. And by the way, Stairs' 4 for 8 career against Stauffer. They have a lefty warming up. Doubtful Stauffer would be in the game to face Matt Stairs. And now this is interesting. He goes 3-0. Managers who don't get a lot of offense do a lot of pacing, don't they? Every game is a grind. 3-1.
Buddy Black pacing, Jim Riggleman pacing. They're both going back and forth right now.
This was the NFL, they'd be wearing out the sidelines. 3-1, runner going, swing and a miss. And not even close at second base. Wow, that's the tying run with a great pinch hitter, at least potentially great on deck. Lance Nix homers into the bullpen, cuts the lead in half going into the 8th. You can do it on your laptop or your favorite device. We call it MLB.TV. Visit Nationals.com to get more details and to order MLB.TV. Baseball everywhere. Chris Denorfia has been announced as the pinch hitter, and that's all that Jim Riggleman was waiting for, because he'll come with his right-hander now in the 8th inning. Todd Coffey's been warming up for a while, so they'll hit Denorfia for Patterson, but he won't be facing a lefty. Here comes Todd Coffey off to the races. Today, because of left elbow inflammation. You'll know about it right away on your mobile phone. Text Nationals to 29292. Message and data rates may apply. Todd Coffey, a new personal best of under 13 seconds racing from the bullpen to the mound. A full second, FP. Quicker than Milwaukee last week. Their bullpen must be further out than ours.
Yeah, you take that number to arbitration if you're Todd Coffey. You got into the game faster than you did in Milwaukee. Also take that slider to arbitration. Fastball 91-95, slider 81-86. We all know about Todd Coffey's slider. It's been great.
Chris Denorfia, leadoff spot last night, went 0 for 4 with 2 strikeouts. He hits for Eric Patterson here. A little comebacker, Coffey right there. Simple toss to Morse, 1 out. And a busted bat to boot. Todd Coffey been quite an addition to this bullpen. 1.89 ERA, 19th appearance. Only 12 hits in 19 innings. Opponents hitting 176. And when he's standing 60 feet from you, 6'4", 240, and he ends up about 56, maybe 55 feet away when he lets it go, that's very imposing.
And you think about his slider, but his fastball, he runs it up there 95 miles an hour at times. You see the slider right there. It's probably his best pitch. It's definitely his favorite pitch. But don't forget about the fastball. He's got a good one.
Slider outside, 2-0. Quite a find for the Nats as a free agent, January 24th, after 69 appearances with Milwaukee last year. Ryan Ludwig, power guy next. And Coffey, as FP says, has the fastball to go with a 94. A quality strike on the inside corner.
Yeah, very important to keep the Padres right where they're at if you're the Nationals, because Roger Bernardino is lurking somewhere in that dugout, and you have a feeling that he's going to be seen here in the next inning. You get his speed on in a one-run baseball game, you're in business.
And lurking in their bullpen is Heath Bell. Bell for the 9th, and Adams, who gave up the homer to Morse last night, for the bottom of the 8th. Three and 2 now. Bartlett 0 for 3. And Coffey will throw on to him. It'll be flared into right field, and Jason Worth able to get there in plenty of time. Worth is excellent at coming in on a ball or going to the side for a ball.
Yeah, that plays about scouting report and jump. Jason Worth ready for the baseball, but they had him placed nicely. And Jason Bartlett goes the other way, and they know he goes the other way, so Jason Worth playing shallow. You see the slice line drive to right field. Got a good jump. Right where he's supposed to be. Nice play.
Bases empty, 2 outs. It'll be a power matchup now, Coffey and Ludwig. Ludwig reaching on catcher's interference, a fly ball to center, and a base hit off the glove of Desmond. Good hard breaking ball. He's got a Jordan Zimmerman type breaking ball. Nats with 2 right-handers out there, FP, throwing sliders 86, 87.
Excuse me, partner. It must be tough to pick up for hitters, too. I mean, you look at it right there. It's straight for about 55 feet. Last 5 feet breaks off a table away from right-handers into lefties. And I don't know if you can see that dot on it. You know, every time we see Todd Coffey out there, we see a bunch of swing-through strikes. Must be tough to pick up.
Boy, that was a late break. Pudge way outside now, and another slider. That's beautiful. Coffey will be pinch hit 4. He struck out Ludwig right after Jason Worth made this fine play. Hairston leads off, bottom 8. playing 2 consecutive 2-1 games. Now Hairston will be at the plate as he was there when Morse was gunned out. Then we'll have a pinch hitter, top of the order, coming up.
And it depends what happens. Jerry Hairston Jr. gets on, you'll likely see Alex Cora bunt him over. If he doesn't get on, Roger Bernardina, another leadoff guy, try to get him on base. But Nat's got to find a way to win these close games, especially when you're not hitting.
And Tim Stauffer is out of the game after 7. That's about the best he does from a pitching count standpoint. And the Padres into their bullpen now with Adams, who gave up the homer to Morse last night.
Padres bullpen has been great for a couple of years now, so the Nats got their work cut out for him. Stauffer was very good today. But you got to find a way. Got to find a way to battle through these games. Got to find a way to fight until your team gets right offensively.
Right now, Matt Stairs is on deck as Hairston walks to the plate. That could change depending on whether Jerry gets on base or not. He's 1 for 2 with a base hit.
And Roger Bernardine at the end of the Nationals dugout getting his legs loose, so he may be a pinch runner for Stairs if Stairs gets on.
Mike Adams, by the way, as Johnny Holliday told you after the game last night, had retired 22 consecutive batters before Michael Morse took him deep to win that game for the Nats last night. Hairston with a good cut, and now it's quickly 0-2.
Hairston with a huge cut, 0-1. Thinking about tying the game up himself. And Mike Adams' fastball, cutter, curveball change. Loves the cutter, throws it about 56% of the time. We saw one of those cutters off the bat of Michael Morse last night go a long way.
(0-2). Fastball away. As we mentioned last night, right before that ball left the ballpark, Adams has always had a great arm. Last year for San Diego, 70 games, 73 strikeouts, 23 walks in 67 innings. He had a 1.76 ERA last year, and this year 1.59. But Hairston battles. And a 1-2 now.
Coming in.
Hairston gets a piece of it out to the gap in left center. That ball is in between the outfielders. Hairston going to second. He'll stop there. And the tying run is at second with nobody out in the 8th. That ball in the air forever. Perfectly placed between Ludwig and T. Cody.
And look at the pitch from Adams right down the middle. Jerry Hairston, very aggressive swings this whole AB. When he hit this originally, I thought it was out of the ballpark. You look at the lack of communication right there. That's just one where guys are looking at each other. Ludwig and T. Cody. And the ball nicely placed by Jerry Hairston Jr. And I was thinking triple when it landed, but apparently.
I've got to ask you here in the 8th inning. Are you surprised this is Matt Stairs and not Alex Cora, maybe to just bunt that tying run over? Interesting decision here by Jim Riggleman going with the free swinging Stairs.
Well, maybe he likes the matchup. But you'd think about maybe bunting him over right here. Jim Riggleman going for the win.
Let's see if Matt Stairs can reward him with that first Washington RBI. He's 3 for 31. As a pinch hitter, 2 for 20. Fastball in there.
And generally speaking, you play for the tie at home and the win on the road because you have the last at bat in your own ballpark. But apparently, Jim Riggleman going for all the marbles right here with Matt Stairs.
He'll play hunches. Now it's up to Matt, 0-2, to get something done Get that ball in play and at least move the runner. He will pop it up, and that won't move anybody anywhere. Now the Nats have 2 more shots, but that runs at second base, not third.
The reason that's so tough as a pinch hitter is because you know that Mike Adams is going to throw you everything away as a left-hander. It's hard to go out there and hook that ball. Very easy to bunt the ball away from you to third base or bring it with you to first base. So a tough assignment for Matt Stairs. He couldn't come through. Now you got a runner on second base. I guess you got 3 shots to get him in. The first one failed.
Ankiel and Desmond now. Rick is 0 for 3 with a strikeout today. They play Ankiel pretty much straight away. And Rick will take one outside. Counts even 1-1. Ankiel 7 RBIs on the year. It's been about 7 weeks since he homered here on a Saturday afternoon against Atlanta. Probably 8 weeks ago today. And he swings through that one. That day, 8 weeks ago, Ankiel hit his only homer of the year, a 2-run shot. Later squeezed in a run as the Nats beat the Braves 6-3. Now here's another hitter who's got to find a way to get the ball in play.
And when you're struggling offensively as a ball club, you have to do the little things to move runners over. And you're having trouble scoring runs. You're having trouble getting hits right now. You have to manufacture runs in those situations.
Contact, first order of business here. And no contact, 2 outs. Nothing fancy there. Now Ian Desmond, the Nats' final hope here in the 8th inning. By the way, they are playing their middle infielders so far from second base. By the time a pitch is thrown, Jerry Hairston can get about a 30-foot leadoff. So he should be able to score on any hit into the outfield.
That's part of being a good base runner with 2 outs. You have to extend your lead, your primary lead. You have to work hard on your secondary lead. You're going on contact. There's nothing to read. As soon as the ball hits the bat, you're taking off. So you get a good jump. It all starts with a good primary and a better secondary.
Desmond's now taken 2 pitches down the middle. And if this holds true to form for the next couple of pitches, he'll see nothing but breaking balls away. That's how the league has been scouting him and getting him out. There it is. Double, routine fly, strikeout swinging, strikeout looking. Not a good 8th inning for the Nats offense. Don't miss the Potomac Nationals down there at Fitzner Stadium in Woodbridge. It's a short drive away, and watch the great prospects coming up through the Nats organization. Stars of the future in your backyard. 703-590-2311 or PotomacNationals.com. Henry Rodriguez now needs to put a scoreless inning on the board and give the Nats a chance with Worth, Nix, and Morse coming up bottom of the 9th.
And he's been better of late, throwing a lot of strikes. Fastball running up there, triple digits at times, slider, and a 90 to 91 mile an hour changeup from Henry Rodriguez.
Brad Hawpe, Chase Headley, Blake T. Cody for the Padres, top of the 9th. You might be surprised to know that Henry Rodriguez ERA is 2.53. Opponents hitting $1.89 against him. It boils down to whether or not he throws strikes. 16 Ks, 17 walks in 11 innings. You would call that lots of strikeouts, too many walks. Hawpe is 0 for 3 today.
Well, if I'm hitting against Henry Rodriguez, I'm going to be a pair of shoes. I'm just going to stand up there and hope that he throws me one of those walks before he throws me one of those strikeouts, because I ain't hitting 101, I'll tell you that. Just go up there and stand there, look all hitterish, and take every single pitch.
Hardest throwing right-hander you ever had to face?
Rudy Ciones. I faced him in Double-A Canton Akron in the Eastern League. He was throwing 104 miles an hour in Double-A.
I remember his philosophy: throw as hard as I can, as long as I can. I'll blow out, I'll get surgery, then I'll come back.
He still threw hard after his surgery.
I know he did. Wow. Rodriguez, that must have been the changeup. 91 takes care of Hawpe to lead off the 9th.
Back-to-back changeups from Henry Rodriguez to Brad Hawpe. Good location, good command. Thanks for coming.
1:35 tomorrow. Yuniesky Maya for the Nats. And another hard luck San Diego pitcher, Dustin Mosley, who's 1-6 with a 3.15 ERA. Nats Extra, 1 o'clock tomorrow. Chase Headley breaks his bat and singles to center. Look at that thing. That started out over Danny Espinosa's head, and then went winding its way back to almost the middle part of center field before it fell down.
Time for our fourth drive of the game. It's Blake T-Cody today. He's done it all. Let's go back to the fourth inning. He's triple. Look at the pitch. Supposed to be middle away, right down the middle, and getting the head out. Jason Worth giving it a good try. Blake T-Cody, first career start, double, triple, half a day. That's our fourth drive of the game.
That was after Headley had singled with 2 outs, and then Phillips drove in T-Cody. Yeah, you saw that fastball. That was center cut. Even rookies know what to do with those. Guys in their first week in the big leagues. No balls and 1 strike. Catcher Kyle Phillips next. He's driven a run home today. Rodriguez working slowly. Headley the runner at first, 1 out. Pudge sets up outside corner. Runner starts, stops, and it's strike 2.
Strike 2 on a 92-mile-an-hour changeup. So for Henry Rodriguez, strike 1 is everything. And he can establish strike 1. He can go to all his other stuff, but if he falls behind the count, big league hitters can hit 100 if they know it's coming. .101. It's a nice freeway out where the Padres live, but it's low here, 2-2. Hasn't dropped the big hard curveball today yet. The nasty off-speed pitch he features. Some call it a slider, some call it a curveball, but regardless, it's hard to go straight down. He goes change up and misses away. We'll strike him out, throw him out right here. That would provide some bottom of the ninth momentum. Headley is running. Ball 4. This is a typical Rodriguez inning. Strikeout, broken bat hit, walk. He has to find a way to erase a lot of these walks. That's now 8 walks for him in 11 innings this year. Kyle Phillips. And in this case, he's hitting against guys at the bottom of the strike zone, or pardon me, bottom of the lineup, who have a good knowledge of the strike zone. Some of these guys don't have a whole lot of major league at bats, so they're not too eager to help him out. They'll be taking borderline pitches until he shows he can throw strikes. Crowd quiet, waiting to get something going. Bottom of the ninth. Heath Bell is warming and ready for the Padres. And Rodriguez gets the corner with that one, 0-2. See a slider up from Henry Rodriguez. Does not want to bounce anything. A lot of times his swing through out pitch with 2 strikes is a slider in the dirt. Runners on first and second, 1 out. You can't afford to bounce one right here. We've seen it, hit all parts of the catchers, Wilson, Ramos, Pudge, and the ball ricochet. So even though you have 2 strikes, you got runners out there. Tough to bounce that nasty slider that he features.
And the 0-2 grounded foul. Padres have 2 men aboard with 1 out here in the top of the 9th. San Diego leads 2-1. Out hitting the Nats 6-5. This one lifted to left and just a couple of steps over to his left. Lance Nix for the second out. It is beautiful here at the ballpark now. Cloudy at the start. Some rains in the middle of the ball game and sunny. Beautiful since. Crowd of 19,159 here today. And Logan Forsythe, the hitter, 0 for 3.
Hit the ball hard to center field a couple of times. Rick Ankiel made a nice play on Forsythe his first time up. Hit a ball deep to center field his second time up in the 4th inning. Struck out last time. I mean, it is tough to keep your concentration on defense when you're playing behind somebody as deliberate as Henry Rodriguez. Hey, look at the Nationals defenders right now, hands on their knees, stretching out, trying to keep focus in this game. This is a huge part of this baseball game. Trying to keep this 1-run deficit to give yourself a chance at the bottom of the 9th inning. Henry Rodriguez very deliberate.
Nats used to have a veteran pitcher just like this, Jesus Colome. Great arm, great stuff. And it was almost like there was a weather delay at some point during the inning. Tough, long innings.
A lot of times relievers will come in a big situation and try to slow the game down, and maybe that's what Henry Rodriguez is doing, but he's taking it to the next level.
I know that was one thing that Ron Vallone did so well when he was near the end of his time here. Of course, he was a changeup guy. Jorge Cantu in the pitcher spot if the inning continues. Sharply to third, base hit. Around third, Headley, San Diego. And that's a throw right to Pudge, and somehow he makes the tag, and San Diego does not take a 3-1 lead.
And maybe that's the momentum change that the Nationals need right there. Pudge is fired up, the dugout's fired up. Check out this throw by Lance Nix.
Right there, and Pudge blocked the plate.
Had that lead, and San Diego tied it in the top of the 9th. Johnny Holiday and Ray Knight will be along with you with our Nats Extra postgame, and maybe that play, that toss from left field, the bullet that Nix threw the Pudge to get him at the plate, going to give this team a little momentum.
Huge play, Johnny. It just changed the whole fortunes of the ball game around as Lance broke on contact, charged the ball as hard as he could, made a perfect throw. Pudge, one-handed catch at the plate on a one-hopper, blocking the plate and retiring Headley easily.
So we go to the bottom of the 9th. It's Worth and Nix and Morse, the number 3, 4, and 5 hitters in the lineup. Well, we did it last night, Bob at FT. Let's see if the Nats can tie it or maybe win it here in the last of the night.
And check out the throw from Lance Nix. Check out Pudge Rodriguez blocking the plate. Great job of getting rid of it. Throws right on the money. No hop to slow the ball down. And Pudge doing a great job with his back leg of blocking home plate. Check him out, a little decoy right there, acting like nothing's going on. Blocks the play with his shin guards. And that play was made by the throw being thrown all the way in the air. I was watching something on ESPN last night, and they had the sports science guy on. And they were talking about throws from the outfield and how much speed throws lose when they hit the grass. They slow down to about 30 miles an hour when they leave the outfielder's hand. They're about 85 miles an hour. So the fact that that throw was in the air was the difference in Pudge Rodriguez's pump. And how many times does he get us all pumped? I love that guy. I love the energy he brings. Love the passion he brings to playing this game.
And now the Nats have a new battery to deal with. Rob Johnson will bat ninth and catch on a double switch. And Heath Bell, 10 saves and 11 opportunities. And since '99, only Brian Wilson has more saves, 100, than Heath Bell's 99. Jason Worth, bottom of the ninth inning. Bell on the year, 13 strikeouts, 6 walks. So he's not a big strikeout guy, but he is a strike thrower who doesn't mind pitching to contact and getting outs. 19 innings, 13 strikeouts. Opponents hitting 200 against him. And the 1.89 ERA. And Worth will lash one straight back foul. No balls, 2 strikes.
And that's the pitch he was hunting, folks. 0-1 fastball up in the strike zone. Heath Bell didn't want it there. Jason Worth did, and he fouled back his cookie. That's what he was looking for.
And a breaking ball outside, 1-2. Nats only scoring in this series 3 swings. Solo home runs. Espinosa, Morse, today Nix. A tough guy to string some hits together against. Fastball up, Jason Worth gone. Worth is 0 for 7 in this series.
Time for a Coors Light cold hard blast. Let's go back to just the 7th inning. Lance Nix gets a ball up that he likes. Anytime he barrels something up in the strike zone, you know it's got a chance of going. Look at the pitch up in the zone. A little backspin created by a downward arc in his swing. Good extension. And wall scraper, but he'll take it. Lance Nix, such a Coors Light cold hard blast.
He's 1 for 2 with a walk. And now Nix is 0-2. Two big, strong guys dueling here. And Nix will strike out. The ball gets away. Rob Johnson has no idea where it is. And the Nationals, for the second time this week, get a strikeout late in the ball game and a runner down to first base. Happened in Milwaukee.
And Nats will take base runners any way they can get them right now. Via the hit, via the walk, via the hit by pitch, or via the strikeout to the screen.
Well, the catcher went backhand on that breaking ball that was right in the middle of his stance. So Rob Johnson has that ball glance off his mitt, and the tying runs aboard with 1 out here in the 9th. Next up, guess who?
Why not?
Bernardino will run now for Nix. Michael Morse today 1 for 3. Base hit last time against Stauffer on an 0-2 pitch in the 7th. Bernardino's a running threat, but you had better be at second base if you decide to steal in a situation like this.
Well, that's what he's in there for. His wheels may be on a gapper, but Heath Bell, you got a chance to steal off this guy.
Runner holding. Breaking ball, and Bell gets a call from Ed Rapuano near the outside corner. 2-1 ball game, bottom of the 9th. That's way outside. Counts even. 1-1. Danny Espinosa next. Boy, not to be forgotten in all this, that play at the plate for the 3rd out, top of the 9th. Looked like San Diego was guaranteed to lead by 2. With the inning still alive, Pudge and Nix took care of that. And now the Nats at least have the door ajar here in the bottom of the inning.
I'm looking at Blake T. Cody in center field. He's playing surprisingly shallow in this situation.
Michael Morse takes a big swing.
And a power hitter up like Michael Morse, generally speaking, you play no doubles right here. But look where he's playing in regards to where Ryan Ludwig is playing.
Yeah, Ludwig is a rumor in left field.
Usually as an outfielder right here, you're playing no doubles, nothing over your head. So if Michael Morse gets it to one to center field, it's a run for the Nationals.
Up the middle, near the bag. Padres try to turn 2 to end the game, and the double plays. 3 of them killed the Nationals offense today. 2 hours and 32 minutes for San Diego to beat Washington 2-1 with 3 twin killings today.
Yeah, twin killings will kill you every time, but you know, the leadoff double in the 8th, when you're struggling as an offense, that run's got to score every single time.
Heath Bell gets his 11th save of the year, and the Nats offense frustrated again. Despite some good defensive play, Padres win it 2-1. We'll be back with you tomorrow, 1:35 against San Diego. This has been a presentation of Masson. Nats Extra, straight ahead.